just a little progress report. I got the gas tank mounted in there. I got access right here. Might have to make me a little door or cover for that. And I got the spring tensioner put on this pulley right here. We've got the back wheels and tires on there, in the process of putting the front wheels and tires on there. One other thing I did was mounted the choke right here in the console. And I forgot about these. I got the brake calipers mounted on there. I've got a dual pump master cylinder that I'm probably going to mount right along in here and then hook it to the pedals up front. Alright, gonna get this thing off the lift. Having that much weight sitting up in the air was starting to scare me a little bit, so we got it down on the ground. I'm gonna start working on it strictly on the ground now, and maybe I can put all 6 wheels and tires on it, and I should be able to lay down on the ground. It's pretty easy access to underneath it for anything else that I have to do underneath it. Well, you can see right here I have 2 of the wheels painted. This was the 2 rustiest ones that I took the tires off of and painted them. Show you one thing that I did here. I made this little box right here to set the battery in. Got my battery connections, my solenoid, and then the wire goes over to the other side for the starter. And I rigged up the throttle cable, and basically right there is a hand throttle that was on a push mower, and basically can right straight at it and can't find it. Yeah, that's it. The rod right here. There it is. Okay. That's the handle of the throttle. I welded a washer on the end of the handle, and then the rod goes all the way up and hooks to the gas pedal. I have this same setup on Poor Boy Polaris, and it works pretty good. The only thing you have to do is take the there's some plastic bushing type pieces in here that make the throttle really stiff where it will stay in place on the push mower, and on this I want it to be able to move back and forth really easy, so I took those pieces out. gas leaking out of it, so Have to see what that's all about. Got plenty of gas. Gas running out of it. Probably flooded now.
Yeah.
Oh no, I know what's wrong with it. Ain't got no spark. Why did that? Oh, I gotta do something with this. Get in there. Swimwear. Say cheese. No. So we've made a linkage from, this is the brake pedal, through the floor to this rod right here. Hooks in there. Then it goes across out the other side to right here. Then we'll have another linkage from here back to the brake master cylinder. I've never used one of these hydraulic master cylinders. I've never had anything that had, well, I've had stuff that had hydraulic brakes on it, but it had its own little master cylinder. So, I hope I'm not showing you the how not to do it video. But I'm going to try to make me a little bracket to fit into here. A little U bracket of some sort, welded to the end of the rod to make the linkage for up front. I don't need this front port, and don't really know if I can just put a short bolt in there and seal that off or what, because this is made, I guess, for front brakes, having two hoses for front brakes and back brakes. Alright, I found this piece, welded it to the end of the all thread, and then this end I just took a piece of rod coupling, 3/8 rod coupling, welded a 5/16 bolt to it to have an adjustable end on here, on this end. So if I put this up here, be able to put the 1/4" bolt all the way through it, hopefully. Almost, but not quite. Okay, now the bolt is going through there. Well, fits through there. I'll have to put a couple of washers on the back side. Alright, Melody's going to go up there and mash on the brake. Cool. I got this plate, base plate right here mounted on there with the bearing in it, just to hold the bottom of that shaft to keep a little bit of the pressure off of the steering column. I'm going to have a dashboard up here and then have the steering column fastened to the dash, but that'll keep a lot of the stress off of it down there on the bottom by having that piece on there. This is some more bracketry that I had to make for the front end. Got this wood sloping piece right here put on, and then I've just got a front board that's going to go straight up and down right there. That's going to be the bumper, and I'll have lights mounted in it. I'll have cutouts for lights in it, and then I got to put the side pieces of the fenders on yet. This is what I come up with for the parking brake. What this is this piece right here off of a push mower. The wheel went on here, and this is how you adjust the height up and down of the wheel. So I trimmed it down a little bit, and I took off the part where the wheel was on there, and I have a piece of metal going through the floor. Now this, you just pull up on it and it holds it in place, and then you let down on it. It doesn't adjust much. I gotta adjust it a little bit underneath, but it goes through the floor to this lever right here, and then goes up. The rod goes all the way back to the back. To a spring that you can't really see. It's right there. That pulls on the brake lever for the original brake on the transaxle. So I got the brackets welded on the exhaust pipes, on the exhaust stacks, and I'm going to try to get them put on here in just a little bit. Then I found this piece right here, which is off of a exercise machine, off of a treadmill. And I'm going to try to make it modify it to make it work as part of my exhaust. We'll try to get into this thing. Rebuilt the seat, made it a little taller because the old one I was sitting on the floor, and I still have plenty of headroom right here. Probably going to bring the steering wheel up a little bit from where it's at. I think that will be much more comfortable, and I can get to the pedals still. Okay. want that bracket, Alex, to be right at the bottom. Wait a minute.
Okay.
Alright, go. The middle hole.
Oh. Okay.
Alright, come on here and make the other one on the other side. Here, do this one at the top first. Hurry up there, Juicy.
I'm trying. Alright.
So I made this little piece right here. I drilled a hole in the side of this exhaust tube. I'm going to weld the bottom of it up. This should go into there. Bolt back on something like that. And I don't think I'm going to weld this tube to this tube. That way I'll have a little bit of flex if it needs to move a little separately. Okay, I had a button on here on the gas pedal that I was going to try to make it to where you mashed the button and the gas at the same time, and that didn't work. The button was too hard to mash. I've put a normally closed button on here, so when it's released it will drive. When you mash the brake, it will turn the clutch off. I think this is going to be a lot better system, and it's a lot easier to mash this button. I'll also put a bypass switch on this on the dash to where you actually have to flip the switch to drive to make it drive. That way the power won't be onto it all the time when it's just sitting there. So I'm going to try that, see if that works out a little better.
much fun with that thing.
Well, like every test run, it revealed a few issues, but nothing major. The brakes didn't work. That's probably the most major thing. Gonna have to revisit that issue. But thanks for watching this video of Mini Max, the Mini Semi, and be sure and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Like, share. But thanks for watching Kevin's Creations.